When we talk about Nazi Germany's fascination with superweapons, most history buffs quickly mention the Panzerkampfwagen 8 Maus, the heaviest tank ever built. At over 180 tons, the Maus is infamous, and for good reason. It was a mechanical behemoth that pushed the boundaries of practicality. But the Maus wasn't the craziest tank design Nazi engineers conceived. Enter the Landkreuzer P-1000 Ratte, or Rat, a literal land cruiser that was intended to dwarf every armored vehicle ever imagined. At a proposed weight of 1,000 tons, this GIGA tank wasn't just a step beyond the Maus. It was a leap into the realm of military fantasy. The Ratte was the brainchild of Eduard Grotte, a German engineer working for Krupp. He became particularly well known for his imaginative and totally unrealistic vehicle designs. His craziest vision was to create a war machine that brought naval firepower to the battlefield. Hitler, who loved colossal weapons, approved the project in 1942. The proposed specs staggering. The weight was over 1,000 metric tons. The length was 35 meters. The armor was up to 360 millimeters thick, and the crew was at least 20, but possibly up to 40. But the most jaw-dropping element was the armament. The Ratte was to be armed with two 280mm SK-328 naval guns, the same type used on the battleships like the Gneisenau. These weren't just tank guns. They were full-blown naval artillery pieces capable of destroying buildings, bunkers, and any tank foolish enough to cross their path. These guns were originally naval artillery designed to fight with enemy warships. They were extremely powerful, capable of piercing heavy armor at long ranges, and delivering high explosive devastation against short targets. Mounting them on land vehicles, however, was unheard of until the Ratte came along. The Gneisenau, a German capital ship, was damaged during a British raid in 1942. As part of a proposed refit, the ship was to be rearmed with 38cm guns, and her original three triple 28cm turrets were removed. One of these spare turrets was reportedly earmarked for land-based defense or other experimental use. Some historical sources suggest that one of these turrets was the basis for the Ratte's proposed main armament, a twin 280mm turret mounted on a land vehicle. Now, fitting a naval turret onto a tank platform presents enormous challenges. Firing a 300 kg shell creates titanic recoil. Mounting two of these on a tank would require engineering reinforcement on an unprecedented scale. Each shell was the size of a grown man and required multiple crew members and automated systems to load and manage. The naval turret's sheer mass would account for a large portion of the Ratte's 1,000-ton target weight. Love diving deeper into military history? This video is supported by my YouTube members who get exclusive videos weekly, not available anywhere else for their kind support. You can join their ranks easily. Just hit the join button now to get the exclusive videos and much more. Thank you for supporting me. I couldn't be doing it without your help. If you want to know more about Germany's Panzer tactics, check out my ebook in the description. Naval turrets were designed to rotate slowly over time, not ideal for mobile warfare. Yet, on paper, the destructive power of such guns in a land-based siege or as a psychological terror weapon was immense. A single salvo could level entire city blocks or devastate enemy armor formations from well beyond conventional engagement range. In addition to the twin naval guns, the tank was supposed to carry one 128mm anti-tank gun, 8 20mm anti-aircraft cannons, and several machine guns for close defense. This arsenal made it a rolling fortress, much more a battleship than a tank. While the design was terrifying on paper, it was completely impractical. The sheer weight of the Ratte would have made it unusable on most roads and bridges. It would have required its own logistics chain, and its massive fuel consumption would have been unsustainable in a war already plagued by supply issues. So, by 1943, Albert Speer, Germany's Minister of Armaments, cancelled the project, recognizing it as a waste of critical resources. Not a single component of the Ratte was ever constructed, thankfully. If the Landkreuzer had actually become operational, it would have been a military spectacle, but also a massive liability. Its size and weight would have made it a prime target for Allied bombers. Its movement would be slow and predictable, and it likely would have required escort battalions just to function safely. But the psychological effect, immense. Imagine Allied troops encountering a war machine the size of a building with naval guns pointed down a village street. Even if it wasn't tactically sound, the Ratte would have been a terrifying symbol of Nazi ambition and perhaps desperation. Today, the Ratte lives on not in museums but in imagination, video games, alternative history novels, and documentaries. While the mouse is preserved as a chilling relic, the Ratte exists only as a what-if, a representation of how far Nazi Germany was willing to go in pursuit of technological dominance. The Landkreuzer wasn't just a tank, it was a symbol of unchecked militaristic ambition and engineering impossibility that showcased the limitations of Nazi Germany's bigger is better mindset. And while the mouse may steal the spotlight, it was the Ratte that truly embodied the madness behind the myth. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to support my channel, check out the PayPal donation link in the description or consider becoming a member. To make sure you don't miss my future work, subscribe to my channel please and press the bell notification button. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.